Hello all, welcome back to my little fun house. As you can see, we're going to get back with the JVC TD-X501 today and hopefully figure out a few more of its mysteries. And I say mysteries plural because there is officially more than one issue going on with this as of post-transport service. Now this was supposed to be the video in which we found out exactly why it was squealing the way it was when it started playing tapes at certain points, but unfortunately, whatever I did during transport service seems to have possibly cured that issue. Now that tells me something. What that tells me is most likely we had a connection issue with that. Either a bad solder joint, or bad ground, or bad connector, or bad wire, or something, because I cannot get it to act up now. At least as far as getting it to play and stop and play again. We're gonna try and poke around in the guts and see if we can get it to act up again, but that's not the only issue this thing has. First, I found out the hard way. You can see it's playing right now. It's on continuous play, and I found out the hard way that the reverse mode selector switch is dirty because it initially wouldn't reverse when it came to the end of the tape. But wait, there's more. The quick reverse does not seem to be working. I don't know why that would be. Possibly the sensor in here is dirty for that. I don't think I cleaned it, so that would explain that. There could be an issue with the LED that's not shining anymore or something like that, or whatever. There's something going on with it. But that's not all. There's more. This is a tape eater. This is my YouTube test tape here. And as you can see, the machine folded it in half somehow. So this is destroyed. We're still going to use this for this video because I don't want to wreck any other tapes, but towards the end of this video we're going to have to get back in here and we're going to have to see what the transport's doing that might be causing it to eat tapes, because I don't want to leave it like this. So don't worry about my test tape. I've got plenty of other blanks I can use, and in fact, this is kind of what I'm planning to use for the next demo tape or test tape. I got a bunch of these in the other day. I got 10 of them, so I'm thinking I'm going to go chrome with the next one, if only because these are 60 minutes long, and I'm tired of sitting there waiting for a 90-minute tape to record. So yeah, I'm going to have to heat up the Excelia and re-record that demo tape before I can do any more units. But the fact that this tape got eaten just sort of underlines and underscores why I am so anxious to get into that Technics RSB 755 once it comes. Is it the 755? I don't know. Anyway, this is the danger you run into servicing a lot of these. When they eat tapes like this, what happens if you happen to have one of your test tapes in there? Then you've all of a sudden munched up a $20 tape that takes weeks to get in stock again from wherever the heck you ordered it from. And what I really want to do is I want the ability to make my own, at least speed test tapes. So yeah, that's the plan for the Technics. I'm going to get into it right away as soon as it gets here. We'll do a video on it. We'll see what kind of shape it's in, what it needs. I'll order whatever parts it needs. I've already got some Molykote EM30L coming in for that deck, so yeah, we got to get that Technics up and running as soon as possible, because I need to start making my own 3 kilohertz test tapes as soon as possible, because I can just imagine how pissed I would be right now if I'd had my test tape in this thing and it would have gotten destroyed like this tape did. That one I can't record with any other machine I've got in the house. It has to be a quartz lock unit, so yeah, fun times. So as you can see, it's still playing right now. As of right now, I am officially declaring this unit fixed as far as the shutting down goes. It's not doing that anymore, at least until it comes to the end of a tape, and I happen to have this thing set to a position where it can't read the actual switch position, but yeah, come to think of it, the quick reverse might actually work. Because I think the quick reverse operates off this switch, if I'm remembering the schematic right. Let's take a look. So yeah, quick reverse is up here. I don't know if you can see that. It's right up at the top. Quick reverse connector pin 3 goes right over to the auto reverse switch. So yeah, maybe that's working. Let's actually check that out right now. We're actually at the end of the tape. Is it going to reverse? As soon as it encounters the leader, it should reverse. And it did. Okay, so quick reverse might be working. Okay, so that's one problem solved, or one mystery solved. Yeah, quick reverse wasn't working because this switch is dirty, so I'm going to have to clean that switch for sure, and everything else on the front panel. But the question is, can we get it to act up and squeal again? That's what I'm here to fix. But before we do that, let's just take a quick look. This junk tape I was using seems to be not damaged, but that's not really saying much, because what this thing has been doing for the last hour or so is reversing over and over at the ends of the tapes. And maybe what happened is the damage happened in the middle of the tape. So we're still going to use the damaged tape here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wind it past the damaged section. Like so. Now we're going to take this out. We're in an undamaged section, good. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fool this unit into thinking the tape is always running. See if I can do this without blocking your view. Let me use a dental pick here. That's easier. Okay, now keep your eyes down in there, and we're going to just make sure the swiveling head mechanism works properly. I'll go in for a nice close look. And what the heck is my gimbal doing? Let's see if I can get you a good view here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit play, and we're going to just reverse over and over, and we're going to watch that head to see if it works properly. Now, as long as we're running the forward direction, it shouldn't shut off, because that's where the reel sensor is. It's on this reel, but when we reverse, it will shut off if I don't keep reversing. So let's see what happens here. Now I'm also watching the reels as well. If those idler tires are falling apart or not good, and there's no braking being done on the reels, I could see the tape coming down and getting into the flippy doodle head and then getting folded that way. But I've really got this feeling that we're gonna have to get inside this thing in order to make sure that's working right. It seems to be working just fine. Okay, yeah, that's going to be at the end of the video, so I'll get the transport out at the end of the video, and we're just going to check to make sure it's actually doing its job. But for now, we need to figure out what the heck is going on with the squeal that doesn't appear to be here anymore. And to be fair, I was kind of thinking maybe the transport service might cure that issue, but yeah, it seems to have cured the issue. So let me bring up the audio here. I've got this running through the home theater right now. So Yeah, it's just not squealing anymore. But one thing we can do, let's try the auto reverse thing with the tape in it. I do not see any issues with this. Yeah, the transport really does seem to be working just fine. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get inside here and we're gonna see if we can get it to squeal the way it was earlier. I'm just gonna poke around in here till we find a potential problem. And if we don't find anything, we'll get underneath and check out the solder joints, because it's very possible the problem could be there too. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the connectors I filled with in order to get the transport out for service. And I hope I'm not getting a copyright hit off this, but not much I can do about it if I am. Now you'll notice I'm doing this with one hand. I don't believe there are any significantly dangerous voltages in here, but it's always good practice to just do this with one hand, because if you complete a circuit to ground with your body, that's when you get electrocuted. Yeah, there's no issues anymore with the squeal. It's gone. I should have tested this after service with the transport, but I didn't. But anyway, I'm still not wasting your time because we've got other issues to diagnose with this yet, so. Yeah, it's just not acting up for me anymore. I cannot get this to act up. Yeah, it's not eating the tape anymore. Whatever the heck was going on with it, I don't know. I'm still not taking that for an answer, though. I'm gonna still get this transport out, and we're still gonna look at it. But before that, I'm gonna power it off, and I want to have a hard look at the solder joints. And immediately, I can tell that somebody has been in here before. Got some fresh flux on those things. That joint there has been soldered. Got some soldering up there too. That's been done. I do see a few suspicious soldering joints that I should touch up. It's very likely that could have been causing the squealing as well. It's just, I would have expected that to show up while I was poking around in the guts, but it just seems like it wants to work now. So I'm officially going to say that the cause of the squealing was a bad ground between the transport and the rest of the unit. So yeah, there's a bunch of soldering joints here I think I want to touch up. So, do I want to do that on camera or not? Actually, I'm going to do that off camera. Just because I have to set up my magnifier light and all that stuff, and yeah, we'll pick back up once I get the soldering done. Okay, so I've just gotten done resoldering a bunch of stuff in here. And I mean a bunch of stuff, like probably about 40 to 45 solder joints have been retouched by yours truly, including every single ribbon cable and the head wires, or the head connections, which come down to this area right here. I think. I was going to touch this up too, but I forgot. We'll do that one on camera, why not? Just so you can see how I do things. Now we've got another potential issue here with this standoff. It's being held down with some of that crap glue that loves to go conductive over time. And it looks like there's at least one solder joint that it's contacting, so we're going to have to scrape that crap away from there. But I found that there was a single strand of glue that was sort of hanging off that and going all the way up to whatever the heck is up here. So yeah, that could have been causing the problem as well. And just the mere act of me taking off and putting on the back panel could have fixed it. Anyway, we'll deal with that while we're in here. Right now, we gotta solder this stuff I missed. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Now this is not leaded solder, this is lead-free solder. This is the new stuff. But it's all I have, so this is what I'm using. All right, there, I got that one. I think I got that one. Just trying to check it here with my mirror, or with my magnifier. And yeah, that looks good to me. Now, before we go back into the transport here, we're going to clean those switches in front, but what I kind of really want to do while I'm looking at it from this angle is I want to play the tape and I want to watch the flippy doodle head assembly work. So where is my power cord? This is when I find out the hard way. Some of my soldering bridged or something, and something fries when it powers up again. All right. Power is applied. So let's see what blows up when I turn it on. I resoldered every single thing that attaches to the back panel, because that's where most of the broken joints were going to be. Anyhow, it's fired up now, so let's see what happens with the transport flippy head assembly. See if I can get you a better look here. It is playing. Possible something to do with the back cover might have been interfering with this assembly as well, causing it to eat the tape. It really does seem like it's working properly now. So let me power this off so I can get my tape back here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it seems like the transport is working perfectly now. We'll push that out of the way briefly and zoom back out. And we'll take a look at where the back cover goes on. Okay, so this is the area here where the transport is. You can see this notch here corresponds to where this screw is. So yeah, if there was going to be any issue with the back cover binding up or something, it would have been in this area, and I don't see any issues with that. So, kind of a mystery right now why this thing was eating tapes like that. But it pays to be thorough, so let me get the transport out and we'll take a look at it when it's out of the assembly here. Alright, so the transport is out and being insulated by cardboard because there's a transformer directly underneath there that I don't want anything shorting out on. This really is not the easiest transport to get to this point, but whatever, it is what it is. So let's put my destroyed demo tape in and we'll see exactly what happens when it auto reverses and plays. And I'm watching the tape. You can't see me doing it, but I'm watching from underneath there just to see if anything wrinkles in the tape. I should really have a mirror cassette for this, but I don't. Pinch rollers are engaging and disengaging the way they should be. You can see in this direction, this one's engaged and this one's released. And it's doing the opposite when I reverse. I'm also watching the tape up here and over here to see if there's any slack being driven into the tape, which would indicate issues with the idler tires. And no, this thing is working. It's just working. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm almost ready to chalk this down as a fluke or something. I don't know, maybe I had this thing wound too loose or something before I put it in the deck that one time when it ate the tape. I don't know what's going on with it. So I'm ready to just declare this transport fully working. So yeah, now I got to put this thing back together, and then we can finally deal with cleaning all these controls up front. What do you say? Let me get this back together. Alright, so the transport is back in, and it just occurred to me there's something I ought to show you here. The flippy head mechanism works when it's not playing. This could have also caused the issue with the tape eating. I can't remember if I did this while there was a tape in it, but I could see if there was any slack in the tape. This would cause problems. See, yeah, that works without a tape in it. But yeah, we're ready to start cleaning some controls now, I think. So we'll go like this, and because I forgot to do it earlier, we're going to get in here and deal with this nasty brown crap glue. Let's see. See if I can get a little more light on this. I'm not using a lot of pressure here, just enough to get the glue off. I don't think there was ever really too much risk of this shorting anything out down here. I think our issue was bad connections over at the transport. But still, we got to get this garbage out of here. Because this stuff causes problems more than it solves problems. I'm going to leave the rest of this standoff in place because I don't think there's anything underneath that could be shorting. But yeah, you got to watch it around this kind of stuff when it comes to old electronics. Now let me get some isopropyl alcohol here on a Q-tip. And we'll just clean up around here. There, maybe now she'll be happy. I think she was actually happy before, but who knows. All right, now we'll do the controls. So, what do we do first? Well, we're gonna do that one first, I think. After I get my electrosolve out. Because I think we're finally going to get to do another recording test on this channel. It's been a while since I've done one. I think it's kind of overdue if you ask me. I would have done a recording test on the Nikon if it had actually been worth doing one on that one, but yeah, I'm not fond enough of that unit to do a recording test on it, so. And as far as music goes, I was thinking what I might do is go back to Blue Collar Brothers because they're so awesome and they need more exposure. So let me see if I can get down in here. I can't even see that control, but I can now. All right. That should be happy now, and we'll try and get these switches here. Don't know if you can see them because there's a bunch of ribbon cables in the way. Let's see, what else do we have to do? We have to get this control out here in order to clean that. Doesn't look like it'll be too hard to get out of there. See if I can get my thumbs in here to release the catches on each side. I got one side out, I think. Yes. The other side's fighting. Feels we got a control to pop off the front. Okay, I got it. The issue was indeed that there was a slide switch connecting to the front of this that was trying to stay behind, and I've just let it stay behind. It's easy enough to get at it, to plug that back in right. So I don't know if you can see it there. Right up where my finger is. Right there, underneath the ribbon cable. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to kind of work that back into place or whatnot. Now it's crooked, so watch me have to take the entire front panel off in order to fix that up again. Yeah, I'll fight with that later. Right now I've got it back into place where it's supposed to be, so we gotta clean this switch up real good. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna go like this. Just work it back and forth. So that should be happy now, I think. So what's next? Well, I'm going to get that reinstalled. I'm going to put everything back together. We'll do a quick play test, and then I'll go do some recording, and then you'll be able to hear exactly how this thing sounds with its own recorded tapes. How does that sound? And I'm not exactly sure which Blue Collar Brothers track I'm going to use yet. I'll figure that out by and by. So let me get this back together and then we'll pick back up in a minute or 5. All right, the unit is back together and we're ready to test play. Still auto-reversing properly, at least without the tape in. And this is kind of what I suspect happened with the tape getting eaten. You can see there's slack in the tape right now. I'm getting the feeling that we should not be... Yeah, it's even slacking off without... Huh, yeah, I bet that's what happened. I think I was auto-reversing with slack in the tape, and I think that's what ate it. So, yeah, just got to remember not to screw around with the auto-reverse when this thing isn't playing. Okay, do we not have audio? Would help if I turned the receiver on, wouldn't it? It is not playing anything right now. Interesting. It should be playing, but it's not. What is going on? Huh, very curious. Auto-reversing by itself now. Interesting indeed. When I move this cable, I hear noises from the transport. Why do I hear noises from the transport? Huh. Did I screw something up underneath? I wonder. Let me get the bottom off again and we'll discover together. At least hopefully we'll discover together. This thing was working, but why is it not working now? Did I screw something up or what's going on here? All right. Plug it back in and we're going to run it upside down here. At least that's the plan. Okay, that's our problem with the noise. The head wires were getting into the flywheels. And I don't know why it's spontaneously reversing either. Very strange. Let me just take a quick look where I scraped all that glue away. Don't see any problems there. Very, very strange. Well, we might have to get the scope out after all for this one. This is very weird. Let me try another tape. I won't play it long because this one's gonna get a copyright hit. Nope, audio is not getting off the, or rather getting into the outputs anymore. So what the heck is going on? Alright folks, as you can hear, I've got it going again, and you're probably wondering what the problem was. Well, there was a solder bridge. Honest mistake on my part. Let's see, it was right down here. So yeah, always pays to double check your work and make sure nothing like that's happened. Anyway, it seems to be fine now. So if you were one of those people who are asking yourselves why I left all these soldering joints so dirty with the new flux on them yet, that's so I could easily go back and double check my work in case something like this happened. This way, all you gotta do is look for the new flux, and then you can find out where you fluxed up, I guess, as it were. Anyhow, she's playing upside down, but she's playing fine. So, should be good to go now. Let me see if I can get a recording done on this thing, and then we'll see how it sounds. If there's more problems, we'll get back to it shortly.
We can never gonna